Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show, where we give you the best advice in business and life. Man, it is 3:15 right now in the morning where I'm at out here outside Nashville. I got two great questions yesterday, and I really want to answer them both. So you guys bear with me because I'm going to answer these from the beginning, but with the end in mind. Okay, if that makes sense. So bear with me, because they are really good. I really like them. So the first question I get comes from John. I'm going to skip a bunch of it, but he's already been stacking cash and doing what he needs to do. John is 18 years old. He says, currently I'm going through university while working 20 hours a week and using my free time to work on my physical health, plus a YouTube channel that I am running. Right now, I'm dividing my time between too many things, so I haven't been able to get very far with uploading much content to my YouTube channel. Currently, I have just over 1,000 subscribers, and I think that it could lead to a successful business. Do you think I should continue to balance work, university, and YouTube, or should I quit my job so that I can focus more time on my YouTube channel, considering that I already have 10 grand saved up for an emergency fund? So John, super proud of him. Super proud of you. The kid's already got, and I'm not calling you a kid, but you're very young. You're on it. You already got your $10,000 emergency fund. You're going to college. You're trying to start a YouTube channel. You're working out. You're working your part-time job. You're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. I assume you still live at home with your parents. So look here, man. You're in the trenches. It's 3 a.m. where I'm at. You can either sacrifice now at 18, or you can sacrifice at 40 or 50 or 60. Hands down, you're not overextending yourself. To be honest with you, you probably have more time somewhere else. You're in the freaking trenches, dude. It is 3 a.m. where I'm at. I got to go to work. I have to be clocked in 4 hours. Okay. I have to get my son up for school in 2.5 hours. I have to get him off to the bus and do his thing. Yeah, he's 15 years old, about to be 16, but he's still my baby. I still, walk down to the bus stop with him. I still hang out with him. All that stuff. I have to do all those things. You are in the trenches, bud, and you are in a great position. You don't have kids. You're 18 years old. I'm assuming you still live at home with your mom and dad. If anything, you're probably spending time in places that you don't need to spend time at. Because what I see right now, you're working 20 hours a week at a part-time job. You're going to college, which is another part-time to full-time job. I completely understand that. So let's just say that you're giving 40 hours right there, and you're hitting the gym. Cool, man. What is that? 45 hours? That's 45 hours, dude. I'm pulling 80s and 90s. You feel me? And I'm not saying this to discourage you at all. I'm sitting there telling you the truth. If you want to make it, that's what it looks like in the beginning. That is the mindset of a savage. You are in the freaking trenches right now, man. Nobody's going to understand you. But I really want you to understand this. And I'm coming from the bottom of my heart. I'm speaking to you because my son will be your age very soon. The sexiest businesses, the prettiest business models usually pay the least. Okay? Like you said, you've been watching my YouTube channel. For all you guys out there, especially you younger ones, you've been watching my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is starting to take off. I'm in the early stages. I have yet to receive a check. And the check, my so-called my first check after 3. I've been uploading to YouTube for about 6 months. I have been consecutive and consistent for 3. I have a YouTube strategy. Yes, I do. I've developed it. I've tweaked it. I've worked on it. I'm going to come out with something soon about how I did what I did. I have been consistent every day with my uploads for 3 months, roughly. I got monetized. I got qualified to be monetized within a month, and I started to see my subscriber count, my viewers, everything. I started to see all that skyrocket by about 2 months of the six. Let me go back. I've been uploading to YouTube for about 6 months. My channel didn't take off until about 3 months into the 6 months. Okay. So scratch the first three. That was like digging the dirt for the foundation. My channel took off. The foundation got laid after 3 months. And then I got monetized a month after that. I hope I'm making sense. It sounds so confusing as I'm saying it. I got monetized a month after my channel took off. And then everything's just kind of went, it's kind of kept, I've just kept that upward trajectory. I haven't let off the gas. So I've given 3 months of hardcore just dedication to this channel. And it's happened so fast that, from what I've seen, people gradually go into this. They've been on YouTube a couple of years and they're gradually going into it. And that's kind of the way I expected mine to go. And it's just taken off. And so now I'm over here, I'm in the trenches, guys. I am in a full-blown startup, and I am sitting here and I am over here pen to paper every day, every night. So if you're looking at somebody like me, if you're looking at somebody like me and thinking that, hey, that's what I want to do, I want to take off. Dude, I've been in the trenches. It's 3 a.m. where I'm at. I sleep about 5 or 6 hours. And listen, because I see some people in the comment, one day you'll be happy where you're at, one day this. Guys, I'm happy where I'm at right now. This is me, guys. This is not a YouTube persona. This is me as a man. This is who I am in real life. This is my character. You are getting my avatar in the real world. This is me. I love to move and operate under pressure. I enjoy this. I don't want a lot of pressure, but I don't want no pressure. I just need a little bit. And every now and then, kick me in the ass, give me a little more, but I don't want a whole lot. I had a whole lot when I was younger, when I was John's age. I don't want to go really back to that. I'm getting older. I just need enough to keep moving forward. I like to have a little heat on my back, but I don't want to be in the flames. Right now, I'm real close to the fire. Right now, I'm real close to it. I'm not sitting there saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it's a lot on me. The older I get, the harder it is. And this is where I talk about knowing yourself. I would not want Elon Musk's life. I would not want Donald Trump's life. Okay. And these are the things that I tell you guys to know yourself, know who you are, what level of stress, what level of pressure are you willing to take? So when people are out there complaining and saying things like, oh, he's the richest man in the world, and this and that, or he's, Donald Trump's this and that, would you want that? Can you handle that? Do you have the mindset or the mentality for that lifestyle? Be honest. I don't. So if you're looking at me and thinking that I'm a bad SOB or a hardcore whatever, I'm not. Compared to that, I'm a minion. I'm an ant. I'm a nobody. I don't want that. It's not even on my radar. Not even at all. If it happened to me, if it fell into my lap, I would embrace it and I would take it and I would do what I could with it. But I really don't want that. And it's not even on my radar. So John, man, whenever I read this, I think that you're right where you're supposed to be. And I think that I'm going to quote Tom Cruise. And if it's important to you, you'll do something about it. I think that you're right where you're supposed to be. And it's time for you to level up. I would imagine that there are things that you can go ahead and get rid of. I got no friends, bud. I got people that love me. I got people that care about me, but I do not hang out. I do not socialize on the weekends, dude. It's straight hustle and grind over here, man, all day long. I like it though, guys. Know your limits. Know what level you're trying to get to. Know who you're trying to be in this life. I am this person. I am this man. All I know is work. That's all I know. That's all I know. And I like it. I like it. I don't care to vacation. You take me to the beach. Yes, I love the scenery. I love the view, but it's boring. I love the memories that I get to make with my son. That's it. That's the only reason I like to go is for him. That's it. If I did not have my son, if I did not have children, I would be grinding it out. I could care less about going to some, place or doing these types of things. I just don't. This is what I like. So, John, if this is, you need to make a decision, man. Is this who you are? Because you're going to, at some point in your life, if you're going to want more, you got to do more and you're going to have to grind it out. So, that's really my advice to you, bud. That's really it. I would take that 10 grand. I would find somewhere to place it, act as if I never have it or never had it. If you want to lock it into a high yield savings, if you want to lock it into a CD account, start drawing like a 4% interest on it or something, great. You don't have any kids. You're not on child support. The government's not after you. Why not? Okay. You're 18 years old. Go lock that thing in an account and forget about it. And if you don't want to go that route with it, then I would tell you, what about yourself? Is there something with yourself that you can invest that money in that nobody can take from you? Do you need braces? Do you need anything like that? Not cars, not stupid stuff. None of that stuff. If you need braces or something like that, go ahead and knock that out. Get that out of the way. Dump the 10 grand, get your teeth fixed or whatever you might need if you need those things. But if you don't, go ahead and lock that 10 grand into a CD or something like that and forget about it. Just let it roll over, stack up interest. Go ahead and walk into the bank. This would be the biggest flex you can make at 18 years old, is to walk into the bank with $10,000 and ask to speak with their financial advisor and ask them, what's the best way I can grow this? Just tell them, I would like to put it somewhere and start getting a return on this money. What's the best way? And listen to their advice, make your decision, and go from there. That's such a cool flex at 18 years old to be able to do it and be serious about it. Lock it away and forget about it and get back to work. Go back to work in your part-time job. Go back to school, hit the gym, and upload consistently on your YouTube channel. Okay? If you want your YouTube to be a business, then it is a business startup. That's it. And startups don't make no money in the beginning, man. And this is what I tried to tell people the other day. Everybody, people will come at you left and right and they want, you to, hey man, pay me to do this. And it's like, dude, I'm not getting paid. You understand? And it's all these things like that people, you're in a startup, bud. A startup is your time. You're trading your time for no money. You're trading your time in hopes that it works and takes off. So my advice would be, don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the analytics. Just get consistent with your uploading and make sure you're uploading quality content, and the people will come. The people will come. That's the best I got for you, bud. Because man, if you want it, you want it. You're in the trenches. This is what it's going to look like. I don't care if you're starting a lawn care service. I don't care if you're starting a cleaning company. If you really want it to be effective and take off, if you really want the crowd and the people to like what you do and support your business, you're in the trenches. You're going to have to grind it out. So I do not think that your time, that you've overextended yourself. I don't think that at all. I think you need to say goodbye to whatever you're doing. If you're playing video games, if you're hanging out with friends, whatever, I think it's time to say, hey man, I got to do this. If it's that important to you that you reached out to me in an email, cut it loose. You should be eating, sleeping, working. Eating, sleeping, working. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. Eating, sleeping, working. That's it. That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like for Elon Musk. That's what it looked like for plenty of people. They slept in their offices. They did not even have homes because they wanted to save on rent. They slept on their couches at their office. That's what it looks like. That's what it is. Eating, sleeping, working. And you might even forget to eat. You really might even forget to eat. The multiple startups that I've started, and even this one is coming back around to where sometimes I have to remind myself to eat because I'm so busy. To those that have never done this, those that have never been down this road, you might think it's a joke. It's not. To those that have a startup and it's so simple, then you ain't got, it's probably not gonna, I'm just being honest. It's not simple. It's hard. All right. If you're looking for the easy way, then your startup is probably one of those side hustles that I talk about. That's bullshit. If you're having a legit startup and you're trying to make it, brother, it is hard. It is hard. Nothing easy about it. So John, man, that's the guy's honest truth. I hope that helps. I really do. I hope that freaking helps to anybody listening. I hope I shed some light or drop some gems somewhere to any other young person thinking about doing the same thing. That's it, man. You guys have seen how my channel is going. You guys see where it's going, and I'm not knocking YouTube at all. YouTube has their platform set up and designed specifically. You have to realize if you go to work for another company, then what do? You work for 2 weeks and you don't get paid, right? YouTube does not want people that's just going to be out here BSing around. They want real people. You don't necessarily have to be a creator, but they want to know that they have a partnership with you. They want you to show up and show out and do your best. That's what they want. And when you show up and show out and do your best, the algorithm, the platform itself will reward you. But when you show up one Monday and never show up again, and 3 weeks later you pop back on, and so on and so on, and you just keep bouncing around, they can't reward that because they can't keep up with you. It's like you never show up to work. You know what I mean? UPS and FedEx are like, how are we supposed to pay you? You clock in and clock out all the time. Like, what are we supposed to do? So that's it, man. Get consistent with the uploads. Get serious about starting the channel. You have to feed yourself. If you quit that job, that 10 grand is going to go fast, unless your parents are going to support you while you do the channel. And that's fine. That's fine. I would do that for my son if I knew he was serious. That's fine. So, but think about that, man. How are you going to get money? How are you going to feed yourself? How are you going to do the things that you need to do for you? Because if you quit, you're not going to have any money coming in. It's all about incoming, not outgoing. And right now it looks like you're breaking just even. That part-time job supports you, and you move over into YouTube. You use that part-time money now to start funding and fueling YouTube and continue to go to school, do university, hit the gym. Brother, you're just in a startup and you're doing great. You're in the early stages and in the beginning, man. So get after it. The next question I had was, it said, Mr. Ricoto, he said, found your channel about a week ago and been a fan since. Could you do a quick video on self-belief and the mindset you need to have to break into the 7-figure club? He said, for background, I work in finance and real estate investments at a major bank. Thanks, and keep up the great work. And the reason I chose these two questions, they go hand in hand. They were both wrote. They were nicely written, man. And they go hand in hand. You got John in a startup, in the trenches, 18 years old, trying to figure it out, grinding it out, his mindset is, should I continue to work and quit my job? And should I do this and do that? And then you got Mr. Ricoto asking me about the mindset to become a millionaire. You guys see that? I love it, man. I love my channel. I love the platform. I love the people. I really do. It's such a diverse community of men and women from all walks of life, races, religions, and financial situations. I love it. It makes me level up so much that I have to stop and shift my mind. It just does. So I got John over here in the freaking trenches, grinding it out. He's done fixed bayonets, the enemy, the troops, they're storming the line. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, man, I'm ready to quit. I'm tired. I'm overextending myself. I ain't got no food. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of water. I got 3 rounds left. Like he's over here in the trenches. And then I got Mr. Ricoto. He's been knocking it out left and right. He's fought in the trenches so many times that he's leading the battalion now. He's like, hey, man, this is where I want my troops to go. So yeah, man, for me, I have not hit the 7-figure mark yet. I have not. I'm well into the 6s. I have not. And so for me, the 7-figure mark looks like character development. It looks like relationships. It looks like staying true to myself. It looks like making sure that I build and brand and take care of myself. I vow to never mislead anyone. I vow to never cheat anyone, to whatever I send out, any book, any course, anything I send out, I promise that it will be the best that I have. I will never take a dollar from anybody and cheat them, rip them off. And that's what I'm building my brand around, is a personable character, because there's so many snakes. There's so many snake oil salesmen out there these days. You got so many scams, buy my course, this, that. I've sat there and I've watched these people come and go over the years. They spend 2 years ripping folks off, and then the word gets out real heavy about them and you never hear from them again. That's why I tell people that Grant Cardone is not you may not like the man, but he's not a ripoff. He's not a scam. He wouldn't have lasted as long as he has if he was doing that to people. You may not like him, but he's not a scam. There's plenty of people like that that are not scams, because you will not last. You'll get away with it. You'll get away with it for a second. You will, but you will not last in a market when you're cheating and ripping people off, and the universe will not allow it or reward it. So when you ask me about the mindset that I have to run on my own energy. Nobody believes in me, man. You guys do, and I believe in you. You guys believe in me, and I 1,000% believe in each and every one of you. So my 7-figure mark looks like teaching. It looks like books. I've talked about this before. I had to because nobody's ever going to give me that. No company is ever going to come to me and just say, hey, Robert, we love this and that. They're just not going to give me that. I had to pave my own way. I realized that. I had to make my own way for me. I don't know what it looks like exactly for you, but for me, I had to pave my own way to 7 figures. No company was going to allow me to just step in and be their VP, or, and even then, I mean, that's a great income. But even then, it's going to take a long time. No company was going to allow me to step in and just instantly be their CEO. They just weren't going to allow that stuff. I had to pave my own way to get there. I had to build and brand myself. And I realized that I have to become the CEO of my own life. And now I have to move and operate as such. I'm trying to make sure that I move and operate with integrity. I'm trying to make sure that I move and operate with discipline. I'm not looking back. I'm not worried about the past. I said goodbye to everything and everything back there. It's gone. It's gone. I wish them the best. I love them. I wish them the best. I really mean that, but it's gone. It's over. Whatever happened back there stays back there. It's forward. Everything in my life from here on out is forward, and it's been that way for a while. And when you just develop that mindset, people are going to sit there and they're going to mistake your confidence for arrogance. They're going to think you're running around like an asshole, but they don't know where you came from. They don't know the route, the road, the trail, the path that you had to blaze to get to where you are. And they don't care. They don't care. All they see is what you got. They don't know. They don't see this 3 a.m., guys. I'm showing you this in real time. And I've said that over and over on the channel, that you're getting me in real time. Most of you would have never known my name until after my death. But because of this platform, because of these channels allowing me to speak to the masses, you're getting me in real time. You're getting me here right now, building and branding and developing my online persona, developing my online character. And it's not hard for me, because this is who I am as a man. This is who I am in real life. I was doing all this stuff that I tell you guys about and that you see me doing without a camera. I was doing everything. The books, the journals, everything. And then I just say, you know what? If I really want to get to 7 figures and I want to get there faster, let me turn the camera on and show these people what it really is. It is lonely. It is hard. I'm not single because I can't find somebody. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities out there for me. I'm fully aware of this. I'm single by choice. I'm single because most of the women, almost a lot of the women that I have dealt with in my life, they were not partners. They were not teammates. They were opponents. They held me back. They took from me. They mentally abused me or whatever it was. They were not teammates. They were opponents. So I choose to stay alone. When you start to know these things about yourself, when you start to do things to level up your character, you're going to be very cautious of the people around you. I am cautious of the men that I allow in my life as friendships. I'm cautious of the women that I date. I don't even date because I just said, let me just scratch this all together. Guys, this is not checkers anymore. I would say to get to your first six figures, it is about checkers. You're just playing, you're on the checkerboard, bouncing around, and you can get there. To get to seven, and good Lord, to get to eight, you're starting to play chess. And I would imagine eight I would imagine eight goes into some divine power. Money is how people keep score, guys. Money is how people keep score. So I'm not necessarily chasing money, guys. I'm chasing success. That's why I tell you guys, don't chase money, chase success. Because if you chase money, all you'll get is money. I want a never-ending consecutive brand. I want to build and create something that is going to last. Dave Ramsey, excuse me, Dave Ramsey has built and created a brand that will last for years to come. Ramsey Solutions will be there. His children will be able to take that over. The man has built an empire. Trump has built an empire. Okay. Tony Robbins has built an empire. His stuff will carry on. Just like Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor has passed on and Bob Proctor's things are still there. Some empires are bigger. Some empires are stronger. I'm fully aware of that. I'm fully aware of that. So when you ask me about the mindset to break into the seven-figure club, I think that is where you start to play chess and it becomes real character development. That you have to really focus on the networking, that you really have to focus on the authentic friendships and a real community. Me starting this channel and being the type of man that I still operate. I still operate with a handshake in mind. Okay. So me starting, and I believe that, but I have to watch my back because of that. But me starting this channel, being the type of person that I am with the type of character that I have, has already opened up so many doors and windows to me to the outside world that I never would have existed. And I'm thankful for that. I would have never known a lot of the people that I've already met. I would have never had the connections and the friendships, whether you're at, $25,000 a year or you're at, 25 million a year. I haven't met any 25 million people. Maybe I have actually. I might shut up. I might take that back. But, but whether you're at whatever level financially, the connections, the friendships that I've developed here, you guys are making me level up fast. And I'm saying all these things, so if anybody's wondering what this topic is about, this pay attention and take these gems out of it. Take my experiences right now as what I'm going through and think how you can correlate or how they correlate with your own life of what you're going through. Because ultimately, this is an entrepreneurship startup. It's an entrepreneur startup type of channel. We talk about business, finance, relationship, marriage, divorce, all these things, but it's still each and every one of you want to be a business owner. You want to get your financial life in order. You want these things to happen for yourself. So, man, when quick video on self-belief and the mindset you need to break into the 7 figures, that's really where I'm at with it. And when you ask me about self-belief, who else? Who else believes in you? Who else? I'm having to run on my own energy. Nobody, and when I say nobody, I am not talking about you guys, because I have built a community here. And when all of you started to come, I was just talking. You guys came, and now we're here. Sit there and look at the comment section of the people amongst you. I wish that we could all get up and meet up together. You know how cool that would be? And one day we will. One day we all will get around to meeting up and hanging out at some point. That's definitely a goal that I have in mind, that I would love to be able to do that with all of us and set that up in some kind of way. But that's in the future. It's in the future. It's definitely something that's in the future. You know, there's so much. I'm always thinking about the next level, but I gotta remain and remind myself to remain focused on where I am at right now with this channel. So definitely, because when you're in a startup, if you try to skip steps, you could, and anybody that has a successful startup, I think that you'll understand what I'm saying, is that when you try to skip steps and you try to do things too early, too fast, too soon, you might have great intentions, but it could turn around. It's like moving pieces around the chessboard. You move one space and you think, hey man, this is going to get me here. This is going to do that. But then swoop in and grab a piece. You might have great intentions of getting there faster, but it could ultimately end up running you. You start to play chess, real life chess. And it gets a little complicated, man. It gets a little confusing. And after a certain point, you're going to have a mentor. There's no way. I don't believe so. There's no way to be able to get to where you're trying to go without seeking guidance from somebody that is already there. You have to find a master, and he has to be willing to teach you. And these mentors come out of nowhere, and they guide you along the path. I'm being a mentor to you guys. I'm trying to make sure that I give this stuff to you guys in the early stages. And I was like, this is how I get there. And I focus on what I know. That's why I don't sit here and have these conversations. I 100% focus on my lane, my area. I don't try to mislead you guys. I focus on what I know and can execute on. And that is your first 6 figures. I can teach you your first 6 figures any day of the week. At any time. You could wake me up in the middle of the night and I could sit down and teach you guys the stuff that I talk about on this channel. Anytime. Because I've lived it and I've done it. And it's easy to me. It is very hard to get there. If you're not willing to take action, it's not going to work, guys. It's not nothing. I could sit there. You can listen to me all day. We could laugh, joke. You can watch everything. You can read every book. You can consume all the content. But if you are not willing to take action, it's not going to work. You can study, you can read, you can watch, you can listen. But without action, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's Isaac Newton's third law of motion. I talk about that all the time. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Start a YouTube channel, don't make any money, eventually make money if it's good. That's just it. This is the way it goes, guys. That's just the way it goes. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So those are 2 great questions, and it's very deep because, one, I got an 18-year-old kid trying to get into a startup and keep the mindset to keep going, wanting to leave his job to focus on the startup. And then the next one, I got a guy asking about the mindset to get into being a millionaire. You realize how freaking wide of a range that is? Because I guarantee you the kid is sitting there trying to figure out how to become a millionaire. And then I have a 6-figure man, a 6-figure entrepreneur trying to figure out how to get to his 7 figures. And then here I am trying to get to my 7 figures. And then there are some of you in the comments already at 7 figures. And it's like, okay. And so it's so wild to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling and not making sense, guys, but it is so wild to me to sit there and think about that. Money is how people keep score. Do not chase money. Do not chase success. Become the very best version of yourself. Hone in on your craft. Zero in on what it is that you want, your hopes, your dreams, your goals. Do not chase dollars. Dollars are transitory. They're transactional. They just keep moving. Don't chase that. Build a brand, build a business, chase good quality content, chase good quality character, chase character, man. Networking, friendships. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Because if I chase money, if I chase $1 million, I'm not going to get it. But if I chase a person that deserves, if I chase being the type of man that deserves sponsorships, that deserves clients through my coaching business, friendships, just relationships, whether personal or business, if I chase that type of man, then I'm going to get what that man deserves. That is the mindset I have to achieving my first 7 figures, is chasing a better man every day. Staying away from drugs, staying away from alcohol, staying away from slackers. I think RDH, I think you said that the other day, no time for slackers. I think you said that in the comments on the live. I believe that was you. No time for slackers. No time for them. It's hard, guys. It's very hard on me. It's very hard on me. Do you know how it makes me feel? Because I'm a one-man band right now. When I open up my DMs and I read it, I read the messages, I read the things, and then my time is wasted. It makes me feel disrespected. And that's why I try not to do that to people. But I get it, man, and I try not to be that way, because I know everybody's got their own thing going on. But it's like, man, I don't bother anybody until I'm ready to execute. I don't know, man. I just I just want to become the man that is deserving of a 7-figure income. That's the truth. I want to become the man, and you should want to become the man or the woman that is deserving of that, because you cannot make that kind of, I hate to say that, man, I'm about to put my foot in my mouth saying you can't make that kind of money being, a bad person, because bad people do. But they still put in the work to be the type of bad person that deserves to make that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? They did put in the personal development. They put in the education. They put in the late nights. They, whether good or bad, they did put in the work to be the type of person that deserves that kind of money. I just don't want to be a bad person and get that kind of money. I want to get that kind of money off of being sincere, off of being genuine, I want my boys to be able to wake up whenever I'm passed on, and I want them to say, man, my dad was a real one. He wasn't out there cheating people. He wasn't out there scamming people. Man, my dad really got it like a person's supposed to get it. I want to set an example for them. I try to live, and this is true, I try to live to the fact that if I wouldn't want my sons to do it, I don't do it. That's why I don't drink and drive. You don't see me drinking at all. I don't want to portray to be sober. If I wanted a drink, I would have one, but I don't want one. But if I did, I will no longer drink and drive. I do not want my sons to drink and drive. I know you see me smoke cigars, but cigars are different than cigarettes. Not saying they're better for you, but they're a lot different than cigarettes. I would not want my sons smoking cigarettes. I would not want my sons doing drugs. I would not want my sons stealing and thieving and being that type of person. So I am not that type of person, and I don't want to be that type of person. So I stay away from things like that. I stay away from people like that. And it's just, That's what I'm chasing. That's the mindset that I have to get to seven figures. So, John, the 18-year-old, if you want to make seven figures, then start doing the things we just discussed and go all the way up. That's why I like this, because it talks about a startup to a man already making six and how I plan to get to seven. And that's my path to it. John's a freaking startup down in the trenches. He's pulled out his knife. He's out of ammo. He's tired. You know what I mean? There's no food, no water, no reinforcements coming. You're on your own. We got a man that's already been in the trenches. He's crawled out. He's won a few battles. He's at six figures. And then here I am giving you my mindset to get to seven. You're going to have to become a general. You're going to have to become a CEO of your own life. That's what you're going to have to do to get to seven figures. I hope that helps, guys. I really do, because that's the God's honest truth. That's where I'm at with it. That's what I'm thinking, is that I just need to become the type of man, character development, that deserves it. That's the truth. It really is, because if you run around and act all crazy and, just, I don't think you'll get there. I think that you have to level up your avatar and you have to level up your character and become that person. However long it takes, I don't know. I don't have that answer. I don't know. I'm shooting for 2030. I'm shooting for 2030 to really have that character development, but I think that it's never ending, to be honest with you. I think it's never ending. I think you're on this journey, this path, this trail for the rest of your life. So, John, if you start now and you never take your foot off the gas, brother, imagine where you could be. You're 18. Most people don't even get started until I don't even know. Some guys in their late 20s, mid to late 20s, some early 30s, some don't get started till 40s or 50s. John, you're 18. Keep your foot on the gas. All gas, no brakes. Don't let off. Don't let off. And man, one day you will wake up. You'll probably be 25 years old and you'll be like, dude, my YouTube is off the charts. I got my degree done. My YouTube is freaking off the charts. I'm making, God knows how much money you could be making just from YouTube alone if you stick with it and get consistent and push out the best content that you possibly can. That's just the truth, man. Wake up in 5 or 7 years and be exactly where you want to be at now. Is you have to go through the trenches. You have to build that man. You have to build that character. And bam, you wake up in 5 to 7 years and you're there. Okay? Lose the instant gratification, because it's not going to happen, brother. I promise you, it's not going to happen. Okay? It's not. If anything, man, if you leave the part-time job, leave it for a full-time job, okay? I mean, that's just it. That's the truth, man. You need to put in more hours. I'm dropping 80 to 90 hours a week over here, guys. It's not made up. It's not a lie. I'm dropping 80 to 90 hours a week over here to get to where I'm trying to go, and I imagine that I'm going to be on this, at least time-wise, 80-hour weeks or so, man. I would imagine that it's probably not going to slow down from, if I work hard, maybe this summer, but I imagine that it's not going to slow down for me until maybe 2026. So I mean, I'm in it, man. I'm in it. I'm in the mud. I'm in the trenches. I'm waist deep in it. I'm in it. And Mr. Ricoto, the same thing. It's the same thing. I think when you get to your level, it becomes character development and networking. I really do, because no matter how you look at it, the transactional transfer of $1 million comes down to characters and networking. You're not just it's gonna be rare that you just have one product to give it to you. It's gonna come down to you getting it from one person. You know what I'm saying? Or multiple people. So, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice and easy. It'd probably be hard as hell to get it from one person. You probably worked really hard to make that happen. So you're going to get it from, 100,000 from 10 people, but it's going to become transactional. It's going to become relationships. It's going to become character development. I think that's it. If you guys got anything, if you've already hit seven figures, I'm not telling you to expose yourself, but if you got any great advice out there, throw it in the comments. throw it in the comments, help the community out, because this is a level that ultimately I'm trying to get to myself. So this is just what I think. This is all hypothetical thinking that I think will work for me. This is where I'm trying to get to myself. I 100% believe that if I want more, I have to do more. That's it. I'm doubling down. If I want more out of my life, out of my current financial situation, everything, I have to do more. But you have to be tactical. What does that more look like? All right. Sometimes you can just be spinning your wheels and doing a whole bunch of shit that's getting you nowhere. Zero in, set your sights on something and start building. Mountaintop thinking. Think of, if you're trying to start a startup, a company, a real company. I don't do side hustles, guys. We don't do freaking side hustles. If you're trying to start a company, a real business, what does that company look like in 30 years? What does that company look like in 20 years and 10 years? So come back to reality and start building that business with the end in mind. Start building that brand with the end in mind that, hey, man, in 30 years, I want to take my company from here to, being the number one leading pharmaceutical company or whatever. I want to take my little startup from here to being freaking as big as Walmart. And what does that look like? How did I get there? What does that look like? Mountaintop thinking. And not only works for your life, but it also works for your business. What do I want this to look like? Where do I see my company in 30 years? Come back to reality and start creating that character development. Start creating the man or woman that is deserving to be a 6 and 7 figure earner. That's what it is. If you want 7 figures, you're about to lose sleep. About to lose sleep. Relationships, things like that. You're going to have to let them go, and you're going to have to pick and choose wisely who and what you allow in your life. Drugs and alcohol are gone. Relationships, friendships, a lot of those are gone. If you want to become a 7-figure earner, you're about to be tired. Anyways, guys, I can run with it, man, and keep going and going and going. I can beat this dead horse till it walks again. But hey, man, you guys have a great freaking day. Have a great day at work. Go out there and crush it. I mean, stay tactical, stay vigilant, keep your head on a swivel. We live in a crazy world, and I wish nothing but happiness, health, wealth, and success for each and every one of you. And I honestly mean that. I am not a hater. I'm not a hater. I want each and every one of you guys to thrive, man. So again, if you're interested in my one-on-one coaching, feel free to reach out to me. It's $50 an hour. Okay. If you've already taken any of my coaching and you got anything from it, please leave it in the comments below. Leave me a review. If you liked it and didn't like it, I'm open to it. Feel free, man. I'm open to it. But I think so far everybody has been pleased with what I've done and the information that I've given. My calendar fills up fast, guys. It really does. It's already taken off and filling up. Got a website coming out soon. Hopefully, maybe one day. I'm looking. We'll see. I'm hoping, man. It's something. It's a lot of. You guys know I'm not a techie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a techie, but it's definitely something that I'm trying to get developed. So anyways, man, I want to wish each and every one of you guys the best. I hope you have a great freaking day. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up and go. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.